Guys, good morning, and we're sticking with the on the sea theme. We're making a Chilean sea bass dish, right?
Yeah, Chilean sea bass papillet.
Papillet. Now that
Which
sounds
a French term
what?
for cooked. It's cooked in paper. Parchment paper.
Okay, parchment paper.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Now that actually goes in the oven at some point, and
At
it just
the
stays
oven,
in there. Now,
yep.
what does that paper do for it? Is it just
What it
keeps,
does
traps
is
everything?
locks it in, all the flavors and everything, produces like a steam action for the vegetables and the fish itself.
Sounds great. So it's like its own little oven almost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now, for folks that are at home right now, a little worried about following along with this because it looks a little, tricky to them. Is it really that difficult of a thing to do?
No, it's really easy. It's really easy to do. It just takes a couple minutes to put together, and then it takes about 15 minutes in the oven. I mean, you
Not
have
too bad.
different vegetables that you're going to put into it.
Yeah. What are we working with today?
Well, we have some green, red, and yellow peppers, some diced up onions, salt, pepper, and asparagus, and a little bit of dill and sliced lemons.
Great. A lot of color in this dish.
A lot of color.
Yeah, good stuff.
And then a little bit of olive oil and some white wine to go inside of it.
Okay, olive oil too, and that has some flavor in itself.
Yeah.
So you don't want to put too much,
No,
obviously. So
just very little bit.
Okay, and then so a lot of times we have chefs that come on the show. They cook fish with butter. You're using olive oil, a little healthier too, right?
Yeah, a lot healthier. Actually, the dish is really healthy.
Yeah, it looks great. It's got a lot of color to it. We were just saying. Now, is this on the menu at Templeton Landing?
Well, we have what we call our catch of the day. So we change up our fish of the day. Every day we bring in fresh, different seafood. We've featured the Chilean sea bass papillet and various other things, which has been a huge hit for us at the restaurant.
Also, you guys have a great raw bar as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I usually find myself when I head over there.
Yeah, we have oysters, clams, shrimp, and lobster.
Good stuff. All right, Templeton Landing, cooking with Chef Tony. It's one of the only places in town you can have a good meal and get a tan at the same time because you have so much outdoor seating. All right, we're going to get started on this recipe in just a few minutes. Right now, though, we're going to send things into the newsroom and have the .com check with Emily Lenahan. And welcome back. We are in the wing kitchen, of course, with Chef Tony from Templeton Landing on this Monday morning. All right, it's like seafood week here today, this week. So we're cooking interesting though, a Chilean sea bass, probably different than most people would expect.
Right. You don't find this too often no more. It's was created back probably in the late 70s. It's called sea bass papillet, and what it is cooked in parchment paper. But it puts out great flavors. We used fresh vegetables to put in there.
What do we got here?
We got green pepper, julienne cut, some julienne cut red pepper.
Now when you say julienne, that's kind of lengthwise, thin
lengthwise.
slices like that. That's what you want, okay?
And then we got some nice cut asparagus that we're going to put on here.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. It's a very colorful dish.
A little salt and pepper. And what we got is a little bit of olive oil. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the fish right on top.
Oh, right on top, okay. So you're kind of you're stacking everything a little bit right there, okay.
Then we're going to put a little bit more salt and pepper.
And how important is it to keep seasoning the food when you're making any food for that matter?
Any food, because you want to get that nice flavor to it. You don't want to have it bland and tasteless.
Right, it could look very colorful, but
yes,
have no taste.
Salt and pepper brings out a lot in food.
Absolutely.
Then we got some nice fresh sliced limes.
Couple of slices of lemon there, and then what is this herb here?
Dill.
Dill, okay.
Nice dill.
Okay, good stuff. Now, when we get back, we're going to wrap this up, and we'll show you how easy it can actually be, because Chef Tony's a professional, but he's going to show me how to do it. So I'll actually be partaking in this, and I'm a little scared right now, but we'll get to that in just a few minutes. And cooking a Chilean sea bass papillet, right?
Papillet.
Papillet. I've been asking him how to say it all morning, so I'll get it right. Now it involves, as we've got here, we've got our sea bass. Now tell everybody at home what's underneath it. We've got a handful of vegetables in there.
Yes, we got yellow, red, and green peppers, some asparagus, a little bit of white wine, a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper, and then we got sliced lemons and some dill on top.
Okay, and it's sitting on top of a piece of parchment paper, right?
Parchment
We're going to basically create our own little oven out of this.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to end up folding it over. And what we do is we start at one corner and start folding it in.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to form like a pocket for it. So this way it locks in all the vegetables and the sea bass without letting any air get out of it.
That's the key right here. Okay.
Right. what it does, it produces almost like a steam action for the fish and the vegetables that are inside.
Chances are you're not going to need a knife when you eat
No.
what's inside that bag when it's done.
You won't need a knife at all.
I mean, you can get parchment paper anywhere at any supermarket.
Right, at
It's
any
not
of
a-
the supermarkets or anything
Great.
like that.
Look at that. So that's what you want. Create a little pita
Exactly.
pocket kind of thing right there.
Right.
All right.
And then you place it in the oven and cook it for like about 425 for about 15, 20 minutes, depending on the kind of fish that you're going to use.
So this doesn't take long, and it'll make you look like a genius if you cook this at home for some folks, right? If you want
Absolutely.
people coming over, I mean,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, everybody will look at you and be like, wow, what?
I'll tell you, the best experience I had with the food in the parchment paper was in New Orleans when I had a piece of fish steamed in it, and it was probably the best piece of fish I ever had, just because of all the steam, like you said.
Right. And
It really
just,
cooks it.
It brings out all the flavors in it, and it just keeps it locked in there. So when you do open it up, it like hits you right in the face, and you get that nice smell and flavors in it.
Good stuff. Now, you said about 15 minutes in the oven?
About 15 to 20 minutes.
Now, when I put this in a pan, do I want to spray anything underneath
Yeah,
it?
when you put it in the pan, usually what I do is
Okay.
I put it in. You can put it in a baking dish or anything, but I spray a little bit of the pan coating spray on.
Leave it on top. Okay.
Yep.
So any kind of that bottled coating right there. And then it
Right,
just
any
goes
of the
right in.
bottle coating, and then you just place it in the oven and
All
cook
right.
away with it.
I got a feeling that finished product is ready to come out, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Now, you were saying, you guys at the restaurant, you're kind of seasonal with your fish, but occasionally you'll have this menu item on the menu, right?
Right. We change up our fish of the day
Oh, that smells great.
every day, and we have it featured on our menu. And like I said, we try to bring in different kinds of fresh seafood and create new dishes out of it.
And you guys have a great raw bar as well. Tell the folks what's in that raw bar usually.
Well, at the raw bar, which is right at our lounge inside the restaurant, you get raw clams, raw oysters, shrimp, and lobster, whole lobsters.
Yeah, great selection of raw seafood. Now, is this not? It's a little hot, right?
It is a little hot.
Okay, we got about a minute left, but you basically want to let that cool a little bit when you take it out of the oven, obviously.
All right,
And
the
then-
best thing about it is
Yeah.
that when you take it, pinch the paper.
Wow, look at the steam right there. It'd be great if
poached.
everyone at home right now could smell what just came out of that bag. Now, once again, let's just go through the ingredients. We've got the sea bass, or the Chilean sea bass.
Bass.
We've got 2 slices of lemon, and what else is underneath
We
everything?
got red pepper, yellow, green, a little bit of diced onion, salt, pepper, a little bit of white wine, and some olive oil.
And also, if you remember, Tony cooked some of this. He cooked this with using olive oil instead of butter. It's a little bit healthier, right?
A lot healthier than using any butter. And this right here is a nice dish, especially for people that want gluten-free dishes.
Absolutely, good call on that. All right, well, that is our first helping. We've got a really delicious second helping steaming up over here on the range. We're going to get to that in just a few minutes. Right now, though, we're going to send it off to break, and when we get back, well, right now that's a live look at the 190, of course. When we get back, Amelia Siegel's going to have a look at your forecast. Stay with us. And welcome back. We're in the kitchen cooking today with Chef Tony from Templeton Landing. We made a delicious Chilean sea bass
Papillet.
papillat. Yeah, he just rolls off your tongue. I still can't get it. That's why you do what you do and I do what I do. There it is in the bag there that we created out of parchment paper. Very easy to do. Check us out online for that, and we take you through it step by step. Now, we're making a soup.
Cioppino.
Cioppino.
Cioppino,
Okay.
which originated from San Francisco, but it's Italian-American stew, fish stew. So what we did was took our leftover sea bass. What we do is end up sauteing up some leeks, onion, garlic. We have some tomato paste, a little saffron, and some clam juice. And we simmer that up, and then we put our sea bass in there and kind of simmer it through the stew itself. And you have yourself a nice...
Now, I noticed you use saffron, as you just said. Now, that's a kind of a hot item to find. It's also expensive. If you can't use it, can you still get away with it?
Yeah, you can still get away with it. I know saffron is like $100,
Yeah.
a quarter of an ounce.
Pretty serious stuff, but it does give the dish some flavor.
It
obviously,
definitely
so.
gives it a lot of flavor.
Now, do you guys have this on the menu, or is it also like a seasonal
The
kind of thing?
cioppino we do,
You do,
but
okay.
the way that we do our cioppino is with clams, mussels, and shrimp.
All right, clams, mussels, and shrimp. Today we're using the sea bass.
Sea bass.
But any kind of fish you could probably throw
Any
in
kind
there,
of fish you can put in there. It's a fish stew, so whatever your heart desires.
Okay, about 20 seconds. Let's go through everything in this one more time. We got leeks. You just kind of...
Julienne cut leeks.
Julienne, okay.
Julienne cut white onion. Some chopped up garlic. Diced tomatoes. Some tomato paste. Saffron. A little bit of white wine. Olive oil. And some clam juice.
Okay, so you get all this sauteing, and then you drop in the fish after it's already been cooked, obviously.
Right.
All right. Good stuff. Chef Tony, thank you so much.